Hello and welcome to the jungle garden in Denmark. This is just a short episode because not much has happened since last time because we have unusual warm weather for autumn. But I thought we could take a walk through the garden so that you can see what it looks like at this time of year. As you can see, we have started a little winter preparation for the Australian and the New Zealand bed. We always put up some fence for shelter because we have some very cold winds from north during the winter. For the New Zealand bed, that is all we do, except for the tree fern. That is protected with straw in the crown if we get some really bad frost. And then we have the Australian bed here. The only plants we protect for winter are the bottle brush, or the bottle brushes. This one and this one. And if we get a bad frost, we put a fleece bag over it. And I don't know if it's possible to see, but around this one we have put a little fence, and it's because it has a very weeping growth, which makes it very difficult to put a fleece bag over it, and this makes it a lot easier. The thing is, they don't like to be wrapped up in fleece the whole winter, so when it's cold we put the fleece bag on, and when it gets warmer again we take it off again. So if you take a look around the garden, there's still lots of green plants. Here is a Canna trying to flower, and this is one of the Colocasia pink chinas. As you can see, it is absolutely unaffected by the cooler temperatures. It's not really cold, I think it's around 8 degrees or something like that. The bananas get thrashed by the wind, but they're still putting out new shoots, as you can see. Most of the plants look the same. Even this Hedyhium is still nice and green, and next to it a Canna, which doesn't show any sign of withering down. And here's a red Canna still trying to flower. I'm not sure it's going to make it. And up here we have the other Colocasia pink china. It is a little more exposed, and we did have one night with degrees around 0. So it sort of got burnt a little, but it's still looking nice, and it's still too early to wrap it up. Here is the Tetrapanax, also putting out new shoots still, and next to it the Pavlonia, and as you can see it has dropped all its leaves. And this is what it's going to look like the whole winter. In spring I will cut it down right at the base, and you can actually see where I cut it down. This year I only had one stem last year. So all of this is this year's growth. If I don't cut it down, it will get smaller and smaller leaves. So that is the only way to get big leaves every year. Some of the plants are not very good good at being rained at all the time. So we've tried to make some shelters this year for them. But this is a Brahea palm, and it's not doing very well, and I'm not sure it will survive. I had 5 of them, and this is the only one that's left. But the fascias are flowering, as you can see, really pretty. And this is a zygomeris, or Amicia zygomeris, sorry. Still looking nice. It disappears completely during winter, and then it shoots again next spring. So this is also 1 year's growth. And here's another Hedyhium. It has been a little more exposed to the wind and to the cold, so it has been burnt a little, and it will probably disappear completely. Normally they do. They disappear completely during winter. And the new jungle bed, we have also made a roof for the 2 Cordylines that I don't know which sort they are, but I'm beginning to think that it is actually Cordyline indivisa, which is really strange because that is supposed to be very difficult to get hold of, and I just got it through my local nursery. They didn't know what they've got, they just got me a Cordyline. But it doesn't look too good from last year, and again we think it's because it rained and rained and rained last winter, and they don't like to get so wet in the middle, in the crown where the new shoots are. So we are trying to put a little shelter on top of it, and also the other smaller one up here. Has got a nice little roof on top. But otherwise, the rest still looks green. The fig tree here has dropped all its leaves. There's none left. But everything looks nice and healthy. I probably won't make another episode until it gets cold enough to do some winter protection. A little update on the colocasias that I dug up from the jungle and took inside because they're not winter hardy. I cut off all the leaves, and as you can see they have all put out new leaves, so apparently they're feeling all right. This time I have put them on pebbles or gravel, which I put water with. So the humidity around the plants are fairly big, and I think that was what killed them last year. They were too dry, even if I watered them, of course I did. So until now they look very much okay, and hopefully they'll stay that way until they're ready to be planted out next spring. But as you can see, things are still flowering here near the pond. The fish has sort of gone into winter mode. They go sort of dormant. They don't eat, and they stay closer to the bottom of the pond because the water is cold. And that's it for this time. Thanks for watching.